peculiar kind of urban circuit. It will be an especially built motorcycle racing track, constructed to the highest safety standards. But when there are no races taking place, the circuit will serve the hotel and leisure complex there to be built around it. The undertaking will cover a total area of 1,174 hectares and will provide enough space for 150,000 MotoGP fans. We'll bring you updates on the Mandalika circuit as it develops, and we look forward to racing in Indonesia.
Sport is back in something of a heartland for the game, and it's an all-Spanish front row as well at the Circuit de Catalunya. Dani Pedrosa taking his first pole position of the season, the first rider other than Marc Marquez to head the grid at any of the races so far this year. Marquez, the championship leader, has been in dominant...
You've said it all really, Craig. At the end of the day, in the red corner is Marc Marquez. In the yellow corner, it is, of course, Valentino Rossi. And the man himself is qualified pretty poorly and has found himself back down the grid. Marc Marquez, though, no shock to find him on pole position yet again for the 6th consecutive time this year. The young 21-year-old, but I've got to say, he certainly looked very intense today. He doesn't look like he's underestimating the task ahead of him here at Mugello. He's not on home soil, although there's a lot of fans here for the 93 bike. But Julian, you've got to say that Valentino, he has that kind of effect, doesn't he, in Mugello?
He does indeed. Andrea Iannone in the middle of the second row. Well, hello, big bosses alert.
Yamaha's
It's fitting that as MotoGP celebrates its 65th anniversary, the sport is back in something of a heartland for the game, and it's an all-Spanish front row as well at the Circuit de Catalunya. Dani Pedrosa taking his first pole position of the season, the first rider other than Marc Marquez to head the grid.
€600 for one disc. Basically, for 2 discs and 2 brake pads, it's €12,000, which is pretty much the price of a modern day sports bike. So, and just think they're going to have 2 sets of them. Obviously, they have 2 bikes. A man who's been going well all weekend, as we know, is Cal. Let's see if we can get a word with him. I hope he'll talk to me. We never know.
Has found himself back down the grid. Marc Marquez, though, no men under the bus at the conference or anything like that. He stood as a team when there's a lot of pressure on him here at Mugello as well.
€600 for one disc.
In the middle of the front row of the bits, the pack, the 2 Hondas lead the way, but Rossi...
€1,000, which is pretty much the price of a modern day sports bike. So, and just think they're going to have 2 sets of them. Obviously, they have 2 bikes. A man who's been going well all weekend, as we know, is Cal. Let's see if we can get a word with him. I hope he'll talk to me.
Like that. He stood as a team when there's a lot of pressure on him.
Welcome back to Sepang. I'm Nick Harris, sitting alongside me, Matt Burt, down in pit lane, Dylan Gray for this penultimate round, the MotoGP World Championship.
Pedrosa, Marquez, Rossi on the front row. Row 2, Lorenzo Crutchlow and Andrea Iannone.
Row 3, Andrea Dovizioso, Maverick Vinales and Bradley Smith. Row 4, Aleix Espargaro, Paul Espargaro fit, and Danilo Petrucci.
Row 5 headed by Stefan Bradl, Scott Redding and Jack Miller. Row 6, Bautista, Yoni Henderson.
The Sepang circuit. Will Valentino Rossi, at 36 years old, be crowned the 2015 MotoGP World?
Marc Marquez got away well from the middle of the front row of the bit. So did Valentino Rossi. Dani Pedrosa moves to the middle of the track on that run down to the first corner. Jorge Lorenzo's been swamped by the 2 factory Ducatis. Disastrous start for Lorenzo. It's Dovizioso that tries to sweep around the outside of Rossi. It's the 2 Hondas led by Dani Pedrosa that lead this race. Dovizioso, Lorenzo getting squeezed by the 2 Ducatis. What a nightmare for the Spaniard.
Lorenzo trying to fight his way through the pack. The 2 Hondas lead the way, but Rossi in 3rd place. Turn 3, up towards turn 4 they come. Pedrosa leads Marquez. Here comes Lorenzo up the inside on the brakes.
Of Andrea Dovizioso and Andrea Iannone. There's Paul Espargaro in 7th place. Good start to this race for Paul Espargaro. He's gained 5 places on the opening lap. Rossi's finding it hard to go with his team between the 2 factory Yamaha arms, and Lorenzo makes his move up the inside the first corner. Deans of Andrea Dovizioso and Andrea Iannone. There's Paul Espargaro in 7th place. Good start to this race for Paul Espargaro. He's gained 5 places on the opening lap.
Rossi closing up.
Rossi, this is going to be the first. Finding it hard to go with his between the two Fatching Harams, and Lorenzo makes his move up the inside the first corner. Caught Rossi napping in the braking zone for turn number 1. Rossi tries to fight back. They almost touch through the first corner. Lorenzo up into third.
Oh, Lorenzo has been mighty aggressive on the first lap, even more aggressive up at turn 1. They almost touch, but Lorenzo now up into third place. Honda's at the front, Lorenzo third. Rossi, Iannone, great start as you say from Polo Spargo, despite that injured neck. That would not be enough. 8 points. We'd be on our way to Valencia. We saw it in Moto 3. You blink and it changes at the top of the championship table.
Brilliant move by Lorenzo on the brakes down into that first corner to take third place away from Valentino Rossi. The live World Championship standings, Rossi's lead will be